We still have a little bit of work to do on carburetors and fuel linkage. I had put some new gaskets on this one. We're going to put some new gaskets on this one. I'm not going to take them off and take them all the way apart because the engine was running pretty well. So we'll just replace the gaskets on the stem. One of the things I have to do is try to balance this linkage. Spring was missing off of here, so we made one, but you can see here that this arm is quite a bit different angle than this arm, and that spring is shorter than this spring. I'm not sure what's really going on there, but when you work the linkage, we can see that this stem is pulling out farther than that stem, so we want to try to get them to pull out even. Those would be for the choke or your enriching valves, and also that governs your mixture down low, these adjustments here. So this one doesn't look like it's quite going back up far enough. I think this rod is too long. We'll see if we can adjust that a little bit. We can get these nuts loose and see what happens there. I don't know if they're rights and lefts or lefts and rights or what they are. Got our Whitworth crescent wrench here. Yeah, we don't want to break that, that's for sure. So that's probably why it's not tight now. This particular one is not tight. Let's see what that is. That appears to be normal thread. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Snug that up. See what that does for our operation here. That roaring noise in the background is the furnace. It's pretty doggone cold outside, so the furnace likes to run. I love these crescent wrenches. You put the thing on there and then you can't get it off. Not always the way. Chinese stuff, I guess. Look at that. Just on there. The jaws aren't parallel, I suppose is the problem. So now we've got that snugged up so the linkage is tight. I'm just eyeballing that, but I really think this one's pulling farther than the other one. So it seems like we want to shorten that rod up. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but we'll see if we can get that nut loose. We'll play with that a little bit off camera, see if we can break it or something. Well, this is an interesting pain in the butt. Both of these pins, this one and this one, I think are seized in the little clevis. They seem to be moving in the arm, but neither one of them want to come out of there. And it'll take half the deal apart here in order to put them in something to knock them loose, but that's what I'm going to have to do. I got the adjustment nuts loose, and wouldn't you know, they're both right-hand thread, so you can't just adjust the rod longer and shorter. If you shorten it up here, it lengthens it up over there. So, you know, that's interesting. So what we're going to have to do, I suppose, is take this arm off and take this arm off, knock those pins out so we don't break anything, get everything loosened up, and then reset it. We'll work on that. Pulled this linkage off the front carburetor and got the little pin knocked out and cleaned it up a little bit with a file and got it so it goes in and out of the clevis, and it's just free. I mean, you just need to have everything free so that you can adjust things. Biggest thing I have to do now is remember how it goes back together. So that goes up there like that, and that goes like that, and this goes down here like that. So we'll pull the other side apart, and at least, there we go, it goes in there like that and like that. At least we'll be able to adjust the distance between the carbs to get them set right. So it's always something. Things sit around, they corrode, and you got to free them up. We'll work on this back carburetor. The same thing here. The pin at the top is seized in the clevis, and the pin here is seized in the clevis. So we're going to have to pull them apart, and we'll clean up this rod and everything all at the same time. We got back to where we started from, but we got the linkage all cleaned up, pins loosened up, we got our rod tightened up, put a little shrink tube over the rod there to make it look a little spiffy, and I think we've at least got these things functioning now the way they should. I'm going to go by and put some cotter pins in some of those pins. I can get back to my original project, which was replacing the gaskets in the base of this carburetor. But this is something neat done. This stuff just sneaks up on you. And you take these pins out and polish them up a little bit and clean the rust off. And now I think it looks like they're working pretty much in harmony. I had to put a little more tension on this spring. I think we'll be okay there. We'll get back to our original job, replacing the gaskets. We disconnected our fuel line and got all the gas out of this thing. We'll take this fitting out the bottom here. Go ahead and unscrew this whole adventure. See what we got. Yeah, there you go. Pop that off. Now we have to remember how it went back together. Did it go this way or did it go that way? We don't know. Right off the bat, we'll have to look at the footage. You've got a spring in here. Got a gasket on here. Get that off. Sits down in a little cup there. Got our new gasket kit. Normally, of course, what you would do is take the carburetor off, take it all apart, put all these new gaskets in there. This is the backyard. We don't do things normally. We've got our carburetor and air cleaner manifold gaskets there. I think that's the air cleaner, yeah. That one goes on the other side. And we've got this big cork gasket. Sits down in that channel. Get it tucked down in there if we can. Got the spring. Washer. So we got two options. Which way does it go? Does it go like that? Or does it go like that? I think it goes like that. We went back and reviewed the footage. Got all our pieces stacked back up the right direction, the right process. Put our new cork gasket in there and put our rod back up there to center things up. Now we're just going to snug this back up. Go. And we can go ahead and stick our linkage back up in there. Now that we got the pins to slide in and out easily, we'll have to go back and put our cotter pins in there. Once we get all done, okay. Seems to be working properly. What we'll have to do is fire the engine up and adjust these a little bit to get the mixtures right and balanced and everything again. But now we've got a new gasket in here and a new gasket in here, and should stop some of that seeping that was going on. We've got our linkage all free and moving. We'll see how that works out.